Eva, good morning. Hello, Samara. Hey, Natasha. Hello, Akira. How are you guys? Oh, Natasha, today I will answer. You sent me a message. I read it, but I couldn't answer because there was a moment that we had no electricity here in the house. So I was struggling in the dark. But yeah, then I will respond to you. Guys, today I do have a list of a few readings that people had been requesting to me during the week, the last week. So yeah, I do have a list. We can add a few more, but I think we have it like we have a lot. I have written down. I have Black Swan. I have a reading for the Boyz for Inner Line, like Kevin, Eric, and Jacob. And for WayV Hendery, and also for MONSTA X I am solo. If you have other recommendations, if you maybe think about it, like we can add it later. But yeah, like actually I'm happy because people actually are starting to be a bit more like original with what they ask. Like I was noticing in the comments, I was like, okay, people really are like bringing different, different questions, and for different artists as well, because we don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, leave out any member group, but I think that sometimes it depends on, what the people, who are your biases and who is your favorite group. Sometimes I do not know much about certain groups, But that doesn't mean that I cannot read for them. Actually, the better. The less I know from them, the better. And also, when it comes to the new groups, it's a shame because since some of them are minors, I cannot read for them. Like all my readings are going to be very based on the dynamic of the group, because I cannot read individually for them. I cannot because it's not. And also, I think that that's also something that when we think about reading for someone so young, what do you expect to get from the readings if they are children? And even some idols that I do read for, that they are not minors, their experience or their life experience is very childlike, it's very childish. Some of them, not all of them. But what I mean is that some idols are not that complex actually, like since some of them like really live for the craft, for being an idol, and that's it. Some of them do not have much life experience outside of training. Mm. Thank God, because if somebody asked me for BTS one more time. Can you read it on SM as a whole, and I will be able to solve stuff. Mm. Okay, we can pull some cards for SM future. I mean, they're very messy. I actually like when I read for the guy. I remember a couple months ago when I pulled cards for Chris Lee. Was it the nephew's name? When I read for him, I actually saw a lot of potential. I actually I got good vibes out of him. Like I didn't get that the guy was going to create chaos or that he was going to be problematic. Not at all. Actually, I believe that he's very slow in his decisions, but what he decides on, eventually, it pays off. But it's just that maybe his process of selection, or what he intends to do, or his planning, is very slow, and probably people are waiting for. People want to see their favorite groups or the new groups or whatever they have planned. The people want to see it already finished. They do not have time to waste. Actually, there had been so many drama that people just want to see their artist. They just want to see their artist, and I think that like when I pulled cards for Lee Suman and SM back then, I think that they do not have a bad intention with the management of the company. It's just that they cannot introduce the change that they want in a harmonious kind of way. It's like the change that they are creating, like the whole chaos of the transformation of not having Lee Suman in there, and these people entering and coming and going, and this actionist and everything, and money involved, and a lot of things that also were pendant, like Lucas was like, in the air in there. All these rookies that didn't get to work, there were a lot of inconsistencies that they also had to deal with. But the transition wasn't going to be easy, because it's not like you can start on day one and just like see the change and see like, okay, like I made it my way, and this is the right way. I think that it's going to be a bit challenging, yeah. Why did he decide to put out 40 albums if he's so slow? I'm awake enough to catch this. Hello, user 15. I miss last life. Um, no, I'm not going to go anywhere near that man's energy. His fans are too problematic. Like, I'm sorry, guys. That's someone that also is going to go to my list of no-nos because his fans are not. I didn't even say something bad about him, and the fans were already like, spamming the chat and everything, and just being awful in general. So I think that that's a no for me. Honestly, I'm not going to touch that subject again. So I wish them good luck. If the decision about Lucas show how fast he works, we are in deep. Hmm. Yeah, I don't remember him. Hey, Fluffy. Yeah, I don't remember. Very well, and you? How are you guys? I have Fluffy. I have the foreigner line of the boys to read for today. I have Kevin, Eric, and Jacob to read for them as a whole, as a trio. Because someone actually sent me on Twitter. They sent me like they responded to my reading, and she was the Jovi, and she was like she really enjoyed the other readings that I did, and she was like, it would be interesting to see, the dynamic or how the foreigner line feels, about being in the industry, what is their point of view. Um, no, I wasn't talking about Lucas. No, I love Lucas. I love Lucas. Johnny probably has a ton of Tito spill. He trained with EXO and he was, will he or won't he with debut? Mm. Hmm. Yeah, Marushka. That's why I just don't. I don't know. It also gave me bad vibes. It gave me bad vibes. Not just it gave me bad vibes in general because it wasn't that deep. So I guess that if you get that trigger because of something that it wasn't that deep, I wonder how you manage when things really get like, serious, or if it's a serious matter. But I mean, I wish them good luck. I wish them good luck. Like, I hope everything goes well. But yeah, it goes to my list of no, never again. Mm. Um, Eva, I actually did like the song. At the beginning, um, it was like a lot of things happening in MB. At the beginning, I was a bit like overwhelmed. But you know, actually, Stray Kids always has this very, you know, it's very. They have this mix of sounds, so I guess it makes sense. It's their style. I like it. I actually like. Now that I'm listening to it more, I like it. I just wish they would give my bias more screen time. I just wish, you know, they would have given Lino more screen time. But I guess, I don't know. I think that Lino is a very strong center. Like, honestly, like, I think that I would keep trying to introduce also Lino to the, because Lino is also a very attractive member. Um, but sometimes, you know, they do put a lot of, when Hyunjin wasn't there, you know, they used to use Lino and the others a lot. But now all of a sudden it's all Hyunjin again. So, you know, for me, when my personal point of view, I want to see my bias, you know. And actually, in the first time I watched the video, I was like, where is Lino? Because they gave him this orange cup. And I was like, where is Lino? Like, I had a hard time finding him. But I don't know the first part of the chorus, but the rest is okay. I think Magniac is the best song by far. It's gonna be hard to surpass it. Yeah, yeah. In this contract, any better than their usual noise music. He didn't more. He didn't more screen time in this camp. He didn't more. I think I saw him very few. Samara, I don't know. Maybe I think I didn't see him enough. Like, that's better than Cute Boy. Yeah, at least better than Cute Boy concept mixed then. Yeah, I don't like Cute Boy concept either. Yeah, it sounded like Cat's Menu. Yeah, yeah, it was like Cat's Menu 2.0. Yeah, yeah. In that moment of the chorus, yes, I was like, this sounds similar to something I heard before. Yeah. But you know, I'm happy that they're working. You know, I'm happy that they are doing their thing. You know, it's just me as an spectator. I wanted to see more my bias. You know, this is very selfish actually of me because this is not me talking as a tarot reader. This is me as a regular. Casual listener of the Stray Kids. You know, when you have a bias, you are like, okay, I want to see my bias. Where is him? And I noticed that Lino doesn't get that lines, and actually he doesn't get that much screen time, and I'm always struggling finding him in the videos. You know, it's similar to NCT Tail, the same. You know, but Even though Tail does a great work with the high notes and everything, you rarely see him like in DMV. So the small scenes that you can catch him on, you're so happy to see him because it's like, okay, this is the best you will get. Hmm. Makes sense. Sounds like a dentist office name. Yeah, Maxident. It sounds like the name of a chewing gum, because I actually here in Argentina we have a brand. I don't know if it's worldwide known, but we have a chewing gum um, brand that is called Bellend. So it did remind me. Lino doesn't have that much screen time, but it's better than I am. Oh yeah, also I am. Yeah, it's hard to find I am as well. Yeah, it's hard to find him. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Yeah, the guy is kept in the back. I noticed that. I watched their live stage, and I was like, why do they put Ian in the back? And also like Seungmin as well. Like the vocal is always in the back. Like, come on, like. It's just that I think that I don't know why G choose. I don't know that they I believe they have this sort of like a tactic where they are like, okay, we will put Felix and Hyunjin at front. They are the centers. But sometimes, you want to see variety. You want to see what the other guys, if you put them in the center, what they can do. You know, not just 2 seconds and then again we have the other ones. Daeyeon is a Gemini too. Maybe you can. Yeah, for Daeyeon I have it, but I have to do it for a channel, not on the live. Some have such ego once they get following. Some have such a ego once they get cult following them. Mm. I really didn't like the Beside You fall. Changbin did not have any lines in his cringe. Never my list. Yeah, definitely. I loved the rap line. Like they are great. The energy that they possess, they are great. They are great. Like in that sense, I do admire them. And I don't know, like guys, I don't know. I'm not an expert on rapping. I don't know much about rap, but I love the way their styles, meshes. Yes, and Lino is a great center. They all can be. In their Japanese song, the sound, Ian has a lot of center time, and surprisingly, he was great. Yeah, yeah. Because it's surprising and it's nice. It's a nice. However, I also think it works well for a group with when they have a defined center, like Kai for EXO, Jungkook for BTS, Taeyeon for NCT. Yeah, yeah. But when Hyunjin wasn't present, Stray Kids actually they grew a lot. They went to Kingdom, they won Kingdom. So I think that also it would be like very like disrespectful to not encourage them to keep growing because we've seen it. Yeah, probably it wasn't like something planned, but because Hyunjin wasn't there, like, the group did their best to cover that absence, and also to make it work as a group. the ones that were present. So, they did a great job adapting. So I think that in those situations is when you see the value of a group and the value of a group dynamic. I mean, I love Hyunjin. Like, I actually think that he has a lot of charisma. Definitely, he does. He deserves the place, the center. He deserves to be because he's a beautiful, beautiful man, and also he's a great dancer. He's a great dancer. But the others did a great job as well. I just, I cannot let that go. It's like I saw it and I was very amazed. Music is not hitting like it used to. That's true. And they won Kingdom without him. I feel like nowadays Felix is the center just as much as Hyunjin. Yeah, did you see that? I also noticed that. And that's why, that's sort of, it's like, because also Felix was very strong when Hyunjin wasn't. So Felix was like the center. But then Hyunjin came back. So now it's like they are like somehow like the production team, like the one that arranges everything or makes the choreography and everything. They try to keep that, to keep one and the other as well. But that's not possible because I like the center is one, and then the others can, you can change. But there seems something very odd about that. It's like they have Felix and they also have Hyunjin. So it's like a lot, It seems a bit like, it seems weird. Definitely, I noticed that. It's like it's weird. Hyunjin has a lot of presence on stage, and he fits their sort of a stranger concept they often go for. They didn't have a comeback till Hyunjin came back, so they didn't have to adapt like other groups did. Oh, yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, because in the case of the Boyz, for example, when the Magne was absent, they did have a concert. They did have a comeback without him. Yeah, and it was like 7 months, and yes, they did have a. Yeah, now I remember what you're saying. Yeah, I guess they didn't have a comeback without him. I feel they treat Felix as the main character in their storyline. Oh. Yes, through their trailers, he's the main character. Just that Felix is so beautiful, and also Felix is so nice. Like, I get this very, I don't know, I guess because he speaks English, so, you somehow is like, oh, please, like he just, I don't know, he looks relatable. Maniac has been their best work since he came out. The rest is appreciable, but not at the level, honestly. I don't know, I don't like how two tall guys dance. Hyunjin Lucas Genial, it looks weird. Oh, Hyunjin is that tall? I didn't know. Maniac was more sophisticated. You could tell it was, but not noise music. Felix seemed like such a nice guy. He's such a cutie. Yeah, he's such a cutie. The best tall guy dancer is Sung Yeol from Infinite. He knows how to make it work. Oh, really? Oh, I have to look for fan cams of him to see him. Funny thing is that Hyunjin is not that tall. Maybe the only tall member is Song. I think Hyunjin has great posture, being a bit tall. Daniel is also a bad dancer. Lucas is an okay dancer, but has bad posture. Yeah, it's just that that being tall is like there's a lot of like because I dated tall guys, and one of them was a model when he was in his teenage years, because I met him when he was 30, so I didn't get to see him in his teenage era. But he told me that because of his height, he used to work as a model when he was in his teenage years. And he always used to tell me that, you know, when he was actually a young child, he would always people would make fun of him for the funny way he walked, because you know he had long arms, so he would always walk like moving the arms, you know, and being very like uh, his posture always very bad, and he would also be awkward and hitting things, and just like, you know, having issues with not knowing how to properly use his body, because he was very tall, always like had been like taller than the rest. So, and he used to tell me that the way the good thing about being in the modeling scene for a short period was that he was trained to walk properly, to do a sort of catwalk, you know, to learn how to walk when you have um, that very you know, that very tall frame, and when you are, you know, that tall. So I guess that that's also very necessary for people that are very tall, to be to be like in this sort of training of, okay, you know, how do you put your arms, you know, how do you know, because it must be very challenging to have such a height, you know. Yeah, maybe it's because Hyunchin is super skinny with super long legs and he looks so tall. Yeah, he definitely is skinny. Yeah, he's because usually when I see, I don't know why, but when I see guys that are tall, but they also have like a strong built body, you definitely can notice the difference in height. And you're like, oh, they're so tall compared to the others, because their body looks huge also. But when they are skinny, it's like, yeah, you're like, oh wow, he's tall, but he doesn't take that much room because he's skinny visually, like. Yeah, imagine if you're really tall, you also try to make yourself look smaller, like making your posture worse. Exactly, yeah, because actually when you have to talk to people, you have to like you have to, you know, um, so yeah, it's hard for them to adapt. Look at Guy, though he's pretty tall, but never looks awkward. Probably because he's such a great dancer, he also looks more buff and solid. Because that happens to Sui. She has to make herself a lot shorter because of her long legs. Yes, it looks uncomfortable and painful. Yeah, and they also it seems like they are awkward because they have to watch out for their posture, you know. So it's not that easy as the other people, you know. A guy with a good posture, and him being tall, it's for me it's NCT 1 to 7 Johnny. It looks better. Yeah, he looks more manly. Exactly, Fluffy. Yeah, they definitely look more manly. I started to notice that, because first it was the third generation, BTS, GOT7, Monsta X, that you started to notice that they are looking like men. Even if they have, I don't know, for example, in the case of BTS, that they have these youthful songs, but you look at them and you are like, oh, you're not you look like a man, like your features and everything, like you definitely like are your age is like showing finally, like in your body, they're looking more masculine and everything. uh, and I'm starting to notice that that is happening to the 4th gen groups. For example, for the boys, for stray kids, for ATs, they are not that soft young. Oh, for TXT as well, they're starting to look like more manly. Yeah, like definitely it's starting to show even their body. They are not like the skinny kids of before. They definitely like look like grown. They look more mature. Mino has so much fire when he dances that he's so much in your face you want to slowly move back and hide. It's just that when these people have Sagittarius placements or they are Sagittarius, I would be very, very careful that they wouldn't hit me in the face with some sudden move. Usually Sagittarius placements, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, they are so tall, and they are so like they have long arms and everything that they sometimes can have accidents, like about breaking things or just you know um, hitting people, like I'm not hitting people like like on purpose, but just like probably they are like this, they did like this, and they I don't know, they push someone, they don't realize it. um, The Boyz has been looking more adults for a while for me. Like for the past 3 years, yeah, I'd say. But TXT can't see as anything other than Little Boys. Yeah, it's just that with TXT, I think that it has to do with the stylist. Sometimes the stylist still do dress them in these like private school uniforms, with the shorts, with the and I think that, or the barrettes, or when they put the barrettes, like why? I hate it when they put barrettes on Nino. Like, why would you do that? Like, stop it. Like, he's a man. Like, stop it. I really like TXT. They seem like one of the most grounded groups, not only from the generation, but K-pop in general. They're a group. Yeah, they're a great group. Actually, I'm so proud of them because like I have been reading for them for a while, and they usually don't get like happy cards, even though the success and stability is there, but they usually have a lot of challenges, especially like mentally. So I don't know what these people tell them, but usually they have a hard time like dealing with criticism, or I don't know, maybe they just people that work with them should be a bit softer or nicer when they say things to them, or when they give them guidelines or something like that, because it definitely affects them. Um, but yeah, I like them. They have a very, like, they are different. They are different. I think that they are embracing that they are different, and I love it because it must be tough to be them, honestly. It must be tough. But they are surviving. They are surviving. Like RM always destroying props. Exactly. Yeah, that moon is Sagittarius. Mm. Yeah, me too, Marushka. Like, I really, at the beginning, I was like, oh. I didn't like that much, because the concept was so bubbly and honestly, like, yeah, and it makes sense because they were just starting, but it wasn't like my cup of tea. But then when they released a love song, I definitely like fell in love with it. I think that they should keep giving them these strong sounds, this sort of like emo vibe. I love it. Like this, them also like sort of being like a rock band. They sound amazing. They sound amazing. They have the vocal range also for that. Magic hands. Hey Marion. Magic hands. Oh yeah, poor Treasure. Yeah, remember Treasure? Poor guys. Like they are really talented. I really love to see them, like to listen to them, like during lives. They are so entertaining. But yeah, they seem to be on their own. Yeah. Oh, Good Boy Gone Bad. That one is my favorite as well. And this song Frost. Yeah. Yeah, their voices are super great, and it hurts my throat to hear them. But I still love the song for some reason. Yeah, it hurts because you're like, oh my god, like, you know, they have great vocalists. Yeah. Oh, guys, I forgot to tell you, like for those that were following my chronicles of me being deaf of 1 year, like actually like being struggling with my ear, with my left ear, not like being stuck. I don't know. I went to the doctor the other day, and they used this I don't know how to call this instrument, but it's like the ones that they used to give a shot, but it was empty. It was like in bigger inside, and it was empty, and they put. It looked like water, but it's not water. I'm sure it's some kind of um, medicine. I don't know what it's called in English, but they fill it and then they put it. They press it through my ear, and with the pressure of that watery product, they finally were able to like open my ear. Like I was so happy that I was able to listen again because I was struggling. Really, I believe it was like 2 weeks that I was having that issue. And you guys somehow recommended me also a lot of things to do. But I just, I wouldn't like feel better. I wouldn't get better. And yeah, I did. But, I think that what she told me is that actually what happened to me is that because I was using the eardrops for the wax thing, um, that it somehow the humidity of it because of the drops, it sort of created a sort of like also a barrier, you know, like an accumulation of mist or of of that of that drop that it made like it also added to the being like obstructing the ear. That's what happened. Yeah, but honestly, you know, I wish she would have done that for both ears because she actually was like, um, she. Oh my god! I'm sorry, guys. They are working upstairs and it's just noisy. The doctor saw my ears and it was, oh, it's this one. And now I like, it's not that I'm having trouble with this one, but I'm feeling like it's a bit, like something is in there. And I wish she would have done the same procedure on both ears, not just one. But I guess she was busy or I don't know. She was saving like products. So she was like, okay, I'm going to do 1 year. But it's so refreshing, guys. I guess, you know, I never had it done before. But my friend told me that that's a sort of way of cleansing, of a very deep cleansing of the ear. Like you usually have to do it like, um, um, I don't know if you can do it like once a year or something like that. But like I swear I felt an instant wellness. I was like, oh my god. I actually like I was able to hear myself because what was happening, and also it was very painful because I would start to get dizzy, you know, and I would feel like a sort of concentration of something underneath my here and underneath my neck, on the right side. That is where I had the ear obstructed. And once she opened it and it opened, I suddenly like I began listening to myself, to my own voice, because I couldn't listen myself. I couldn't just. That's what I was telling you, that actually with um. Wait, guys, I really love that because it was my dad. It was my dad. Yeah. Ear issues are never fun. I got swimmer's ear and had an inner ear infection, impacted my balance going forward. Yeah, I think that that's what I had because she told me that actually it's not about the wax. It was like an infection of because of the humidity, because I kept using the drops and it wouldn't do anything. So it is like I guess the humidity, like it piled up in my ear and it created, because I remember that also when while I was like putting the drops, I would also get itchy inside the ear, you know, and it would hurt a bit when I put the drops. So I guess it got infected, you know. And yes, I remember I told you guys I felt a bit dizzy. Like I felt like I don't know, I would, you know, balance myself towards this and I felt like I was going to fall. It was awful. She went to shut someone up. Yeah, my dad. Yeah, I went to shut my dad up. Yeah, yeah, because he was throwing things, because he's working, like, you know that we are building upstairs. So he had some like wood and some wires and some things, and he instead of like using, so he wouldn't have to go down, he would throw them in there. So that's why you can hear the, you know, the noise. At least I can hear it. And my comment, by the way, was about the ear, not about her dad. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't read that. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to start with the readings, guys, because then we keep chatting and chatting, and then Hey, Saintful, welcome. I was telling the people that joined later that I actually I have a list already of some recommendations that people did, and we are going to start with the list is long. We have Black Swan. We have a reading for the Boyz for Rainer line, Kevin, Eric, and Jacob. Then we have WayV Hendery, and then we have MONSTA X I Am Solo, and then we have SM. I thought it was the cats. No, thank God they are behaving. I just noticed that that Negrita, my cat, she lost her collar. I bought her a new collar the other day. One that it looks shiny on the light, that is fluorescent. It was so pretty. And now, yesterday, I was petting her. I was with her, and I was like, "Oh my God, you lost your collar again." That cat is so, I don't know what else to do with her. I always am buying all the time like collars for her. Because you know what she does? She usually rubs against something, like a column or like something, and she starts rubbing until she's able to somehow get rid of it. She's very smart. She's very smart. Yes, exactly. They lose them the same day you put it on them. Yeah. It's so annoying. It's so annoying because it's not for free. It's not that. Um, I guess she doesn't like it. Yeah. She's a rebel. She's a rebel. She's a true Aquarius. She's a rebel. Yeah, it's just that, I'm afraid of not, like, for me, I recognize her. I know that she's my cat, but it's even because she wanders so much on other people's roofs. So I am afraid that if they see her, that she doesn't have a color either. I don't think that they're going to steal her. I hope not. But maybe they can confuse her with the stray cats, and people are so mean. People are very mean. And I know that she can be a bit mischievous, so, um, I want to put a collar on her to be sure that. My cats did the same thing, so I made them indoor cats. Yeah, actually, my oldest cat, Luna, the white one, she's an indoor cat. She's an indoor cat. She's never interested in going on the roof. She's not interested because in here she has everything, and also, like we have like a front yard. She has a lot of plates. She has food. She's not interested. But Nerita is wild. Nerita is a wild soul. So she's so curious. She always wants to go to the neighbors. To see what's up. And she's so naive also. So I'm afraid for her. Every time she goes up, I'm afraid because people are so mean, and I don't, I don't, I don't want, but I cannot help it because even though I try to keep her indoors, she finds a way to escape. She's always looking for a way to escape. She's a little Houdini in that sense. Yeah, she's a chismosa. She's so chismosa. Luna has no desire to leave her kingdom and human servants. Yeah, she's like, why to bother? Oh. When I'm at my flat, I never let my cat out. Only when I bring her at my parents' home, which is the countryside. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, let's begin with. Yeah, she grew up in the street in the city, but I'm scared to let her out. Yeah, because they are wild. I always had indoor cats, but Nerita definitely is different. She's like, you're not going to tell me what to do. She's a rebel. Okay, let's start with the readings. I'm going to start with Black Swan. Let's see how the girls are going to go. Oh my. They start really well, but then okay. For Black Swan, we we got Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, Queen of Cups, Three of Swords, Five of Cups. Then from the Oracle, they got the cards of Riches, Saturn in Capricorn, Riches. Honestly, like they start very well. Like they have like very like cards that talk about advancing and being powerful, and actually like if they are working, if they are active, I guess they are. They are definitely advancing. Like I see a lot of success for them. They definitely are successful at keep advancing, because probably they went through a time where they couldn't like advance properly, and now they are, and this is the success for them to keep advancing. But I have this Queen of Cups here in the middle of the reading that it does caught my attention, it does get my attention, and I think that she could be problematic. Because next to her, we have the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. So I have a feeling that this person is somehow, she feels like she was wronged, or she feels like she was a victim. So I think that she could sort of like be a problem for them, or come up with some issues. I don't know if it's. I feel like she feels like she was abandoned. Like she was abandoned. Is someone out of the group? Was someone like left out of the group? Because there's is a water sign. Is a very emotional person. I see her like also being very like very much on the victim side. Like yeah, like they left me, and okay, you didn't care about me, so I'm hurt, and I mean, I don't think she is gone entirely, but I think that she's like reviewing the possibility of not coming back. If this is a hiatus, she's reviewing the possibility of not coming back. She's like, okay, I'm not wanted here, I'm not coming back. And that can also like interrupt a bit this advance that they are having. Yes, Leia, she's jealous, but she ruined the group in the beginning. Um, yeah, see, she's definitely feeling like a victim. Definitely, definitely. Like, oh, they left me in the cold. They didn't care about me. You know, like I was so mistreated. And then with the Eight of Cups, it's about also moving on. I think that, you know, she's too emotional for this industry, honestly, because she got a lot of cups. And she could potentially, yes, be a problematic person because she's too emotional. You know, everything that she, um, like everything that happens to her, she takes it to heart. You know, she's like, oh, these people doesn't like, these people don't like me, these people, like, I feel offended, like, I don't feel appreciated. And she definitely has a view of herself as someone very caring and loving. So she's like, why me? Like, why don't you like me? What is wrong? You know, like definitely feeling like a victim, like literally. And I think that this is what is she really out of the group? Is she out of the group? Because I think that there's something pendant with her because she's still in here. So I think that the group is doing very well, like advancing. There's a lot of prosperity, there's a lot of success. They have potential to keep advancing, but she is here. So I don't know if maybe she's going to somehow, I don't know, go live or do some interview where she talks about how she feels mistreated and tell her side of the story. Yes, she pretty much has rumors of problems with all members because can always happen. Uh, their letters. They never. They never officially kicked her out. Yeah, but I think that they will not need to kick her out. I think that she will leave voluntarily. She will leave voluntarily. Because she is here. You know, it's like the cards that they got were so good. So good, so successful, and all of a sudden she is here. So I think that also what probably is not very good for the group or for the group image is to have this sort of member that she's not but she's in, you know. So maybe they need to focus on that, on putting an end to this or fix it if they can fix it. Yeah, she's going to talk about it. She's going to sue them or, you know, she's ready to talk. She's going to. I don't know why I get the feeling that she doesn't know how to shut up. And but well, we have Saturn in Virgo reaches. So for Black Swan, I guess that if they definitely like if they enter a new era without this drama of this person, and if they start over clean and ordered and, you know, with and also fulfilling the responsibilities as idols and as a group, they can actually be rich, or like they can have riches, you know. They can have a sort of like a good you know, a good fluency of money. But I think that they, you know, they are not that organized because they were doing very well. I guess they had a comeback, but there's the mystery of there's this person still in here, you know, like this person that feels so wrong, that definitely there's drama in there because she feels like you owe me something, you know, something like that. So why don't you close that issue first and then move on with the group? You know, I think that somehow that is interrupting the girl's success, or maybe for the fans even to enjoy the you know, the comeback, you know, because I don't know, maybe that girl Leia, she has also fans that are also somehow waiting for a resolution. So it seems like she's in there sabotaging the little advances that the group can make on their own, you know. So I would like advise them to be a bit more organized, because this definitely shows how unprofessional they are. I'm glad for the group because they were refreshing concept, although they were full of money laundry rumors, which was rude. I just can't remember what company. Oh. Yeah, definitely the money is in there. The money is in there. The company is not broke. It's just that we don't know where this money comes from, but definitely it's there. Yeah, there's a lot of, yeah, there's a lot of, like, she definitely, and she comes as this queen of cups. So I think that she's a very strong force. You know, she's not just, probably she knows how to, if she has fans or supporters, maybe they are very heavy also. They are very influential, you know, they are very persistent on maybe they are sabotaging the rest of, you know, this comeback. Because I see that they had the potential, they had the chariot, so it was supposed to do very well. But then there's this person, you know, and this issue with her. So let's see. I'm going to pull extra cards for the if they're going to, you know, be without her, like, and yeah, I think that if they were able to finish this thing with Leia, they definitely could have the potential to start over and actually do some healing and reflect a lot about what went wrong and start all over. But the process of starting all over is going to be very slow. They are not going to get, you know, the reward right away. They have to start from zero, or they have to add another member, or I don't know what they want to do. But definitely, I think that for them, it would be like a very, like, um, I'm having problems here. I'm hearing sounds again, I'm getting annoyed. But oh well. Yeah, for them it would be like a great, like they would be able to see more possibilities if they were, you know, just the group that is remaining, like without the drama involved. Without the drama involved, they would be able to achieve much more, to envision much more. But now, you know, it seems like things are a bit stuck, you know, but yeah, the process is, it would be like a slow one. They have to be, you know, they cannot come back right away. They have to, there's a lot of planning to do, you know, and I don't know if these people know how to plan, because I don't know, things were doing well actually. So I guess that the girls have a fandom. They have like, or they have success. They are successful. It's just that there's this issue in the middle that is not going to let them move on. Okay, I'm going to move on to the Boyz foreigner line. Kevin, Eric, and Jacob. So what I'm going to do between the three of them, since they are free, I'm going to pull 2 cards each to see how they feel about being in the Boyz, being foreigners. You know, how is the experience for them? Okay, Kevin, Eric, and Jacob. And I'm going to pull an extra card from the Oracle. Yeah, okay, let's begin with now with Kevin. The boys, Kevin, he got 9 of cups and the 7 of swords. So I honestly think that for Kevin, he definitely he's living a good life, being part of the boys. I think that he's very satisfied with how he somehow was able to make a dream come true, to work on himself and to keep being this prosperous. I think that he defeated. I think that for him, since we talk about the 9 of cups, the 9 of cups, it's a card that is emotional, So I think that when we have the 9 of cups, it's not about oh, I got what I wanted because I become an idol or because I came to Korea to become an idol and we are successful in this group. I think that for him, it's a dream come true that he's able to connect emotionally in a industry that probably he felt like he wouldn't be able to connect. Maybe when he started, he actually didn't have much hopes about, connecting emotionally with the members or even with the music. He was like, maybe he was like, oh, this is not my style or this is not what I would go for, but I'm here anyway and I cannot quit. So I think that for him the experience had become very satisfactory because he slowly had seen the final, outcome of his efforts, and also being surrounded by all the members and everyone also having their battles, their emotional battles, not just him, him realizing that he wasn't alone, that it's not about being a foreigner and because you suffer because you want to be, because you are homesick. There are people that actually feel homesick in their own country. So it's about him being like, oh, actually, it wasn't this bad, But honestly, I think that since we have the 7 of swords, there's something about Kevin that he's like, yeah, I love it here. Yes, I actually I feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm that they love me, that the fans love me. I feel the love, I feel very good inside. And I also feel very proud of myself for allowing to open up emotionally in this industry. But at the same time, I think that he's like, sometimes I feel like I cannot be myself. With the 7 of swords, it's like I know I have to watch out for my communication, or I have to watch out for whatever I say, either in Korean or in English, because people will set a trap for me. When you have the 6 of swords in here, you see he's about to step into the trap. So he's like this, I better recollect my words, or I better pick very strategically, what I'm going to say or how I'm going to say it, because otherwise I'm going to fall into the trap. I don't know if he had actually a problem in the past, about saying something and people, or either Korean or, just foreigner, just the international fandom, getting backlash from some of these people. So he's like, I have to watch out for what I say, because he's like, he seems to be a guy like the more comfortable he feels, the more he gets to communicate. Probably if he feels very loved by the fans and very accepted, then the real him comes out. Not the typical idol Kevin. The real him comes out, and he talks about himself, or he says what he thinks individually, as a person. And actually he's like, I have to watch out for what I say, because this could become a trap for me. So definitely there's something about language in here that he's like, I cannot be entirely honest. Like, I have to watch out for what I say. I cannot get that comfortable and start talking about things that I want to talk about, or with the deepness that I want to talk about, because, wait, I have to open to my camera. I'll be right back. So definitely for him, it's about, not being entirely sure. Like being a bit ambivalent in the sense, like I don't have to get that comfortable in here. Some people are not my friends, and or maybe some people out there that they listen to me, or that they listen to what I say, or they watch what I do. They probably are not my friends. So he's very much aware of that. He's like, yeah, I feel loved, but I should watch out because I will get into trouble. For Eric got the Hangman and the Three of Wands. So this is a very Pisces card, and actually I believe that Eric has a Pisces rising. I think that honestly, for Eric, being a foreigner in the Boyz is like, he feels very restricted, like in the sense that he wants to do so much, or he wants to be so much, but he ends up standing corrected. I don't know if he has people that is like, slow down, this is not how we work in here, in this industry or in this line of work, we do things differently. You have to follow the rules. You cannot say that, you cannot do that, you cannot go that fast, And there's something about him with all these ones, definitely, that he has a need to keep advancing, and he wants to get bigger and better projects outside of the Boyz. He has a lot of willpower, he has a lot of passion, and also he's very ambitious. And I think that probably him being a foreigner in the Boyz is like, with the Hangman, is like the lesson in here is that he has to stop a bit to observe the industry that he's in. He thinks that with hard work or with passion, you will get it. And actually, it's not like that, because it seems like he's like, in the position that you have, I don't know if it's because he's the magnet, it's like, the magnets do not do this, or the magnets do not behave like this. The magnets are not that, like, are not that involved in decision making. So I think that he's a guy that probably he's like, oh, I know what's cool these days, or I know what is trending overseas. So, we should do that. We should do that for a group, or we should do that in a group. I see him like really wanting to take the lead and actually introducing very great and original ideas. But with the Hangman, is like, they are like, you better listen to the people that are older than you, or that have more trajectory than you, because we don't do things like that. And that's probably his issue, with being a foreigner in a K-pop group. That he's like, I have so much I want to do. Like, I have so many ideas. We could do so much. We could also win so much if they just listen to me. But they put him in this sort of situation, like, be a bit less, like, don't do much, like, don't talk too much, like, don't, And for him, it's a bit, I get that for him, even though it doesn't matter how many times they tell him to slow down, he probably is not going to slow down because he's a very ambitious guy. And he knows that probably, he makes up, his energy makes up for those that are more on the shy side, that they don't talk too much. So sometimes the group gets a bit stuck when you don't have someone that talkative. So when you have someone like Eric can fill the spaces somehow. But I think that I don't know why I get this vibe of like, they don't know how to use my potential. If they just listen to me, we could do so much more. But it's like they don't want to listen to him because he's a magnet. So it's like, your role in the group is not to bring ideas, it's not to be the leader. It seems like he has leader vibes. Well, he's a Capricorn, so it does make sense. But also he's always like one step ahead. He wants to do a lot. He wants to be a lot, and he's very passionate. So I wonder, I think that also the hangman in here, it could represent his hiatus. That his hiatus was a sort of test, to somehow send him into this very uncomfortable time where he had to stop, even if he didn't want to. But he came back even more passionate, so if they want to, I don't know how they're going to do with Eric. I think that they should listen to what he has to say because he has great ideas actually. But I don't know, I feel a bit of like they are like, no, we don't do things like this, this is a challenge for him being a foreigner. And then for Jacob we got a Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. So for Jacob, honestly, probably it has to do with being more assertive, probably with this Knight of Swords, this King of Wands, is like, probably it's the competitiveness of being in Korea, of being a trainee or being in the K-pop industry. Everyone is very sharp, everyone is very fast, is very agile, is very like even proud of how competitive they are. They are like, oh, because we are the best and I am the best and I'm going to defeat them all. And probably for him is not, he doesn't see like competitiveness like that. He doesn't see like, it's not the way he shows that he's confident in his skills or what he's good at. He's probably a guy that he just exudes power with just being there. And I think that probably, he's a very confident guy. He's very passionate also. He knows his worth. It's just that probably here with the Knight of Swords, they ask him to be a bit more active. They ask him to be a bit more sassy or probably to talk more. They ask him to talk more, to sound a bit more confident, to be a bit more daring, to be a bit more provocative with his words, and he's like, I don't feel comfortable being like that, being that pushy or that loud. I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, it's not my style. My style is like, okay, like I'm confident, but when I'm in silence, like I don't need to do all those like grand gestures. Actually I can be just confident, just being there, or you just put in a camera on me, like I know I shine. He has a lot of Leo energy, I see in him. I know he's not a Leo, but I see a lot of Leo energy in him. So he's very confident in his own skin. It's just that he's not a show off. And they probably, or either they wanted him to be like, they gave him a sort of like personality trait. They were like, okay, you will be the one that does this. And he was very resistant to do that. Or probably they are like, you don't want this bad enough. You're not that competitive as the others. Like, we literally want you to fight each other. Like, I don't know if they actually put the boys at the beginning at a sort of test about, who was the toughest one, or who was like the more like confrontative when it comes to speaking, or maybe rapping even. But he was like, first of all, I think that there's something with the language in here, because he and Kevin, they're the ones that they got these swords. So I think that probably for I don't know if in Jacob's case he felt like people were attacking him because he didn't know how to speak properly, or maybe they would make fun of the way he says things that actually is not the correct pronunciation. There's an issue here with the way he expressed himself. So he's like, I better do not say much. Then if you don't like the way I talk, I will not say much. I will just stay there and be popular, just be myself, because I know my words. I know I'm good at what I do. And I know I shine when I have to shine. So, but I cannot be that loud, I cannot be that annoying, competitive and just, he's very stable actually. He's very stable. He's very masculine also. Even though he doesn't talk that much, or he doesn't feel the need to be that, that he's like, no. And then from the card, they got the three of them got, as an overall, they got the card of Venus in Gemini, flattery. So yeah, this is also a Gemini card. So definitely it's about communication, what they learned and their challenges also in being in Korea and being foreigners is the language. But actually what they learned with all of this is that they just have to be flattering. They just have to do flattery. They have to be flattery. They have to flatter others in Korean. That probably this is what the company or the whole industry really like falls for. For the foreigner ones, even if you don't know about certain roles or certain like etiquettes, if you're flattering, or like if you flatter them, or if you like say something nice, or if you are like always trying to flatter someone or say something nice to them, they buy it and they just let you be. So they are like, okay, for us to adjust to this industry or this new system, we the foreigners, we have to be like a sort of, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a double face in here that is really represented of the Gemini duality. So I think that it also has to do with, being flattery, being superficial, and just go with the flow of whoever you're talking to. If you're talking to an important person, you act all nice. If you're talking to someone that is your age, you act this way. But I think that it's about them also trying to sort of be on the good side of people, to not get people to be upset at them. They're like, okay, we better slow down a bit and be just nice and pleasant, just in case, because since we don't know, like we feel like we don't fit in, the best thing we can do is to be flattering, to be giving like nice comments and be nice and being polite, and extra polite if you want to sort of survive. With flattery, you're going to get everywhere, something like that. Okay, I'm going to move on to WayV Hendery. I'm going to pull cards for him. don't remember if I have a personality reading for him on my channel. I think I did. And he's doing okay. Hendery is doing okay. Yeah, he got the card of Sun in Libra, Harmony. Oh, sorry, I don't know if this is our naked people. Harmony. Isn't he Libra? Isn't Hendery a Libra? Or is it Yang Yang? Well, he got the card of Libra, Harmony. Well, he got the Magician, Ace of Cups, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, sorry, Queen of Wands. Seven of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Honestly, for Hendery is a Libra? Okay. Honestly, the guy is doing very well. like, I wonder, like, does he have, like, is his family rich? Because I sense that he starts with the Magician, so there's something about this guy being able to do everything. And also being able to just adapt to whatever he has to do. So if it comes to being part of NCT, it's like, okay, I will be there when you need me. I will be in any unit that you request of me. Like, and probably he has also very great ideas. You know, he's someone that I don't know. I think that he's so open to the whole experience of being part of SM. Like there's something about him, like just feel, I don't see him pressure. I actually see him in control of everything. So I wonder if actually he has like a good that his family is wealthy. I see a mother here. I see a mother here, like a mother figure, or an older sister, someone that looks out for him. He also has the Ace of Cups. So yeah, there's someone that is very influential that in his life. You know, that somehow it also very, like his biggest fan. You know, someone that, or maybe it can be a grandma, someone that actually is the one that gives Hendery this sort of blessing. Like they are like, okay, whatever you do, you're going to do great in life. So he has this inner confidence. He's got 4 older sisters. Oh, yeah, because definitely it's very present. It's very present. It's like, you know, it's like we love you, we accept you, we, you know, a lot of love. So it could be that this person or these people encourage him to give his best, because he's like, you know, I can do anything. I can do a lot of things. I'm that confident. Like I'm really like that. This guy is definitely, I think that he's much more than an idol. Like there's something about him being very smart, being very like, does he do something else besides being an idol? Like does he have another job? Because honestly, like I think that when it comes to him being himself, or probably the I know he's part of WayV, so you know when he got all these cards of like, yeah, like I'm just feeling powerful here, you know, and I'm like, but you are part of WayV, and actually WayV is not it's like we are still waiting for more content of them, but somehow he's just so happy and he has a lot of potential and he's like, okay, I have ideas about how I want to live my life. I'm going to do this here, and then I have this project here, and then I'm going to do this here, like like very much in control, very much in control. So, and definitely he doesn't worry about money. He doesn't worry about money. Because I believe that probably being an idol is like somehow like a sort of like a dream that he has, but it's not his entirely career. Probably he has another career or he has a business for himself. But I think it has to do with this female. Either there's a family uh, trust fund or something. Like there's something like he's not worried. They're like, okay, don't worry about stability. Go and live your dream. We will support you from here. So this is why he feels so confident. He's like, I got it all. Even if I don't make it here, I have another project over there. He's also very adaptable. He's very adaptable. He's very good for an entertainer. He's very good for an entertainer. The magician is also the entertainer for excellence. So definitely but I think that he's able to do this because he doesn't have pressure. I don't see that this guy is pressured to make it. It's not like, oh, okay, I have to, because otherwise I don't have stability in my life. No, not at all. He's actually very stable and probably, his family dynamic is also very stable. And then we have the Eight of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So, honestly, I think that yes, he has a stability. I think that probably financial stability and also stability in his life in general because of this strong female energy that gives him whatever he needs, the support that he needs, everything. But then we have the other situation that is the Eight of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So I think that these two that are here can definitely be the situation of him being an idol in SM. Probably, something is going to come up also for WayV about earnings, about the right payments or the right retribution. So I think that, also WayV could be like, like we are waiting for some news to come about our situation. Because I think that, and this is very interesting because actually if I placed the queen of wands in here, and these are the cards that are next. She's like giving her back to this. So she's like, you go do your thing, we will support you. But this comes like after her. This is not related to the support that they give him. This comes from another situation. This doesn't have anything to do with his family. This is SM definitely, or the place, the institution that he works for. So definitely there could be some agreements about about the group and about what is his role in it, or how are they going to be managing the group or him. And it's going to come very fast. It's going to come like a very fast news because a lot of things are moving for SM artists. So definitely I see him also like having conversations about, his payment. Yeah, he had the Lovers, the Hangman. Yeah, maybe if it's in some news and discussions about WayV payment or about WayV work in general, probably it's not going to be that comfortable conversation. Probably it's going to be like I don't know, but there's something about them like actually not knowing what to do with WayV. Like not knowing like how to manage WayV properly, and them also not feeling comfortable with this. Like when you leave them in this sort of energy of the lovers, is like, oh, you have to make a decision. Yeah, but you are our bosses. You're supposed to give us opportunities. Like come on, get creative. Why are you going to do with the rest of us? Probably hiatus. But yeah, he got the card of the Oracle. He got the card of Sun in Libra, harmony. Sorry, this people is naked. Sun in Libra, harmony. So he's going to be okay. Like actually, he's not worried. He's not like nervous. He's not like, it's not something. He probably is focused on something else. Honestly, like maybe he's enjoying a part of his life outside being an idol. So and he's doing so well in that he just isn't that much involved in the drama. He's sort of like drama free, and also since he got the card of Sun in Libra, he probably is not a very like confrontative guy. If maybe SM is burning over there, he's going to act like he doesn't see it. The typical Libra placements mechanism. Like, oh, okay, there's conflict in here. No, I don't see it. Everything is beautiful. Look at the flowers. He's a bit like just enjoying life and seeing the beauty of it, and that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. Hey, Rim. Okay, I'm going to move on to MONSTA X I Am Solo. Hi. Okay. He got. Wait, guys, I'm. Okay. I am God. 7 of Wands. Judgment. 9 of Cups. The Hangman. 7 of Swords. And then from the Oracle, he had the card of Moon in Virgo, Order. Why is he always fighting people? Not fighting, he's not fighting people. But he's a guy that definitely, it does give me his energy that he's always on the defensive. He's always on the defensive. He's always on the defensive. Like, I think that he does have a very, here with the Judgment, literally, like he's somehow like predicting that he's going to get judged. Like people are going to judge him, that people are going to be awful. So he's like already in this very stiff position of like, don't judge me. Like really like feeling like he has to fight imaginary enemies, like it's just that I think that when he shares, a creation of his, he probably feels very vulnerable or very like naked and exposed, and he just doesn't like that. He just doesn't like that. He definitely enjoys the process of creating something, but then when he has to share it, it's like it loses its value for him, and he's like, oh, okay, this is not fun anymore. Like I was having fun. I am MONSTA X I am. Like like he feels like there's something about Probably, I don't know if he faced criticism in the past, but definitely he's always with his cards up. He's just in case, just in case he defends himself. So I guess, his experience in this industry had always been very tough, him having to defend himself. But he has the Nine of Cups in the middle of the reading, so definitely, he's going to get the results that he wants. He's going to do very well in this solo. He's going to do very well. He's going to do very well. It's not going to be that it's not going to be, he's going to, like, the vision that he has or the aspiration that he has for this comeback, he's going to fulfill it. He's going to fulfill it. But honestly, I think that then he has the Hangman and the Seven of Swords. So there's something about him probably, having a hit, actually, like having a hit, like a really a good result, something to celebrate for, and then eventually he just stops. And he probably wants to go on hiatus, or he just disappears. I don't know, like, I think fame is very hard for him, and it's getting harder. It's getting more difficult for him to stay in exposure. I know that he's the one that he signed with another company, right? But I think that he's not that satisfied also with that company that he's in. Yeah, there's something about that, yeah. Because, he's like, I always have to be like this whenever I walk into a room or whenever I try to initiate something. Him always being the center of attacks. Like, literally. People opposing him, people being harsh, people... I think he wants a break. He wants a hiatus. He needs... it's like he wants to keep contributing to the industry and to the group, because he's very smart. He's very, he has great ideas. But I think that these are moments that he's not... Could it be also that he says something that people take it the wrong way, and then it creates chaos for him? Because, here again, the Seven of Swords, I see him like falling into a trap, like, okay, people talking about me again. But I don't know why I get that he's compulsive, that he's a compulsive person. Because if you see the Nine of Cups, this is a person that is enjoying the success. He's been serving food, he's been serving wine. He's enjoying. This is a pleasant moment for him, a moment to finally enjoy. To celebrate. And then we have this. So it's like, I have to stop because I had too much. I consumed too much. it seems like he has a very compulsive energy. And he does this to evade himself. Like, yeah, he wants to walk away emotionally. It's like, he wants to walk away. His emotional world needs to. It's like, okay, here, I deliver this to you guys, and then I walk away. Because then he has the Moon in Virgo card, that is the card of order. So, this is a guy that definitely, what the cards are telling me is that he needs order in his life. He needs order in his life. It seems like after he creates something that is very important to him or very personal, he goes into this very adrenaline kind of mode. And then he has to stop. He knows he has to stop. It's like, I sense that definitely he knows himself very well. Because he's like, I have to stop. I will stop myself. So, I see him like, but I don't understand why he feels guilty afterwards. Like, yeah, again, 5 of Wands fighting others, He's a very erratic person. It seems like he fights people and then he goes to cry. He's very erratic. But the soul is going to do great, actually. The soul is going to do great. That's all I can say. But I think that him as an individual is very complex. Him as an artist is very complex. He seems to be traumatized. He seems to be like, there's something about, because he didn't get a card that symbolizes like stability or even income, like financial, no, for him everything is emotional. Everything is catastrophic a bit. Oh, I have to watch more clips of him because I did watch a few things of him, like individually, like in the group, with the group, and that there's this other amazing personalities that we have in MONSTA X that are hilarious. So I always notice like I am in the back always, like him being like this, like sort of like embarrassed, being like, okay, I'm not here. But yeah, I think that probably in the company that he's in, probably there's something about him not feeling like, it's not about that, okay, I regret the decision of changing companies, because it's not that he's worse than he used to be, but I think that he's having argument with these people also. Like he's not being satisfied with how certain things are being handled. Yeah, he's sick of arguing, yeah. But he seems to be a guy that he just doesn't understand why aggression always comes from the exterior. It seems like,